Hey guys, so we've just made it to Romania. As you can see, since last time we've gained some facial hair. We've lost Eve, but we have gained my companion for this trip, Mr. Malcolm Boy.
Nice to meet you.
As you can see, we've got a car, so we're gonna be driving around. Could be interesting, but we'll see what happens. So Romania has had a troubled past, quite similar to Albania, since Second World War. Most of its history has been dominated by communist rule under the dictator Ceausescu. But before he rose to power, he was imprisoned for his communist views here at Doftana prison, which does not seem to be officially open, but we are going to squeeze through and see what we can
are now easier than back in the day.
Evidently so. So it's our first stop in Romania and we think we're already trespassing. So, you know, start as you mean to go on, I suppose. This is pretty cool. Just, yeah, had to climb through a couple of windows and stuff, but this place is fully in ruins. And it used to be a fully operational prison for political prisoners. So we have successfully found what appears to be one of the cell blocks. So there we go, who knows, maybe Ceausescu resided here in this very cell. Which, to be fair, it's very high ceilinged. It's a VIP cell, evidently. But yeah, safe to say the prison is not in the best of condition. Probably seen better days. Got a collapsed ceiling just in this cell right here.
Probably worse than the UK.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna make a move before we come across an unhappy security guard or something, and plenty more to see, that's for sure. So this was the second stop of the day, Pelez Castle, which was built by King Carol of Romania in the 1800s as a summer residence. It's very nice, one of the best preserved castles in Romania, so the internet informs us. We went inside, it's very nice. Play some clips of that in a minute. Malcolm, what are your thoughts so far?
Very impressive. There's another castle over there, but that's definitely the pick of the two.
This is best castle so far, but we are just about to go to a third castle of the day, which is pretty exciting. So we'll
famous resident.
Yeah, you saw a famous resident, so we'll see you there. So we've made it to the final stop of the day before we get to Brasov, which is the little town of Bran, which has a castle which long before Ceausescu or King Carol was home to Vlad the Impaler, the man who inspired Count Dracula. At least that's what the Romanian Tourism Board will tell you. There's no evidence that he ever actually lived in this castle.
But the magnet sellers will tell you he did.
But the magnet sellers and everything else will tell you that he did. But we're going to go check it out. And,
that way.
Yeah, that way. As you can see, it's a very serious place, definitely not over commercialised. So we successfully visited Bran Castle. It was just as tacky and tourism centred as you could probably imagine. In fact, we just noticed that this town is sponsored by Coca-Cola, and you are able to take a picture of the castle with the Coca-Cola logo and the castle in a heart, which you'll put right here. We're gonna go and head to Brasov right now. But yeah, and some of you, if you're lucky enough, will be gifted with some high quality Dracula related merchandise that was just acquired. So if you're one of the lucky ones, that'll make its way to you soon. So good morning, it is day 2. Monday. We're here in beautiful Brasov. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation there to any Romanians, you know, just silly Englishman. But yeah, we're just here for the morning. Got the Black Church there, built by the Transylvanian Saxons, and they're going to be the theme for the day, Transylvanian Saxons. There's a Starbucks here for all you white girls. Get yourselves over to Transylvania. So we're back in the car, which we have now named the Demeter, which was the name of the ship that Dracula took from Transylvania to Whitby. I actually went to Whitby a couple of weeks ago. Shout out Emma Mace, who I went to Whitby with. Thanks for giving me COVID, Emma. It was really, really great. But yeah, so this car is the Demeter, or Demi for sure.
Demi, if you know her well.
Yeah, but we're now going to drive to the villages of Viskri and can't remember the name of the other one.
There's lots of churches.
Fortified churches built by the Transylvanian Saxons to defend against attackers. But it's UNESCO World Heritage Site, looks pretty cool, should be good. See you at Viskri. As you can see, we really are in rural Transylvania. Kind of in the middle of nowhere vibes, but you know, the locals. But yeah, having a great time. So we have ascended through the village up to the fortified church. Yeah, pretty stunning. Well, if this place isn't aesthetic, I don't know what is. Ascending the tower, one step at a time. So we've finished up in Viskri. Now going to head to the next fortified church village, which is called Sascis. We have made it to the next fortified church on the agenda. In the 20-minute drive from Viskri to Sascis, we passed two others, alongside one or two beware of the bears signs, but no Carpathian brown bears as of yet, but we keep our fingers crossed. But yeah, let's go check out this rather large, rather ornate Transylvanian church. It's built by the Saxons many years ago and fortified to protect against people who presumably didn't want loads of German immigrants in this region. Almost echoes modern times. So it turns out the church is unfortunately closed, which means that we're going to continue on to Sighisoara, keeping our eyes out for more fortified churches and bears along the way. Welcome to sunny Sighisoara. As you can see, a very classy city with the land train, clocking in at like 28 degrees. I'm regretting not bringing any shorts. This is the medieval city where Vlad Tepes, also known as Vlad Dracula, was born, in this very house down here. Yeah, let's have a look around. This yellow house is the house where Vlad Dracula was born, and has now conveniently been converted into a what I'm sure is a very classy restaurant that we are of course going to eat at later, and a souvenir shop. So more high quality merchandise may be purchased. Of course, the restaurant sells traditional dishes such as Dracula's chicken roll, Dracula's stew. Yeah, should be interesting. So here is the traditional Dracula chicken roll, which we'll let you know what we think after you've had it. And we've both got an Ursus Premium, which is a Romanian beer, which is very nice. Thumbs up. Cheers. So Malcolm, what did we think of the authentic traditional Dracula chicken roll?
If it was his menu, he was a good chef. It tasted delicious.
Yeah, it was very nice, and we're now wandering up a big hill to Yeah, another church. At least the town is very aesthetic. So nearly at the church on top of the hill. About to walk through this cemetery of all of the German Saxon evangelists of the area who are no longer with us. But yeah, we think there's going to be a pretty good view from the church at the top. So we are at the top. You can see church here, funky little tower here, and the view. Not a bad view. Shame you can't see the old town, but still pretty good. So we're on the way back down the mountain, and we found this monument to German soldiers who died in the First World War. Because of course Transylvania is part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who fought on the side of Germany in the war. Having descended the mountain, we acquired some langos with chocolate on. Seen it savoury, never sweet before. What's the verdict, Malk?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Right, well, I'm gonna have a bite, and my rating will be on the screen right now. Good morning, everybody. It is day 3, and we are just about to leave Sighisoara to drive the Transfagarasan. Again, defo butchered the pronunciation of that, but Jerry Clark said it was the best road in the world. Over 80 hairpin turns, 5 tunnels, 500 bridges, high maximum altitude like 2,000 metres. Should be pretty fun. We're going to stop off at a gas station, fuel up Demi, grab some snacks, grab some drinks, grab some breakfast, and then yeah, a lot of driving today. It should be fun. So we're just driving along through rural Romania, through random villages, and we felt we had to make another stop, because what did we see? Oh yeah, another fortified church. These things are everywhere. This is where we're headed today, into the Carpathian Mountains, which divide Transylvania and Wallachia. After the Soviets invaded Czechoslovakia in 1968, Ceausescu decided that if the same thing happened to Romania, he had to be able to move troops quickly between the two regions, and so he commissioned the Transfagarasan. Took 4 years to build, and according to official records, 40 soldiers died, but you know, we reckon that the true number is a little higher than that. So we are at our first stop on the Transfagarasan. It's not been the best weather, but we are still surviving, still thriving, and we've got a lovely waterfall up there. It's rather nice. A cable car that goes up there when the road's closed during winter, because it's past this point as the road is not open all year round. But no, yeah, very nice. Still got a long way to go, but
it's a picturesque journey, so it's all flying by.
Yeah, hopefully we see some bears. You never know.
We have seen deers.
We have seen deer. Kenny, if you're watching, they're probably not fallow deer. So yeah, we're only about 10 minutes up the road, but nice little spot. We're now at the top of the waterfall. Very nice view. Very impressed with the road so far.
Scenery.
Very impressed. So we are now at the highest point on the Transfagarasan, which is this mountain lake called Balea Lake, which feeds the waterfall that we were at earlier. But oh, this place really is just stunning. Guys, so we've just seen a bear, an actual Carpathian bear, What a gem! Did not actually expect to see one, and there he is, just chilling, watching the traffic and all the cars that are pulling over to see him. Wow. We have made it to the next stop, which is Vivaldi Lake, which is an artificial lake made by this hydroelectric dam here. And on the drive here, we saw not just the one bear that we filmed, but we saw another bear as well. So it's been a very, very successful leg of the journey, and now we got this beautiful vista to look at for a short while before continuing. Here's a bit of a better view of the dam. I'm sure you'll agree, it's not just a good view, it's a damn good view. Also, shout out the Malcolm's cricket team.
Beehive cricket team, a good win on Sunday. Well done, Tom Blake and the boys.
Shout out them. Sure you're doing Swindon proud. We out here rocking with bear number 3. This one's definitely the most chill of all the bears I've seen so far. I thought it was a statue at first.
I thought it was a statue.
But, oh, look at him. Look at him go. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. Well guys, there is no shortage of bears along the Transfagarasan evidently. This is bear number 4.
This is number 4.
God. They are, he's loving it. He is loving it. We are loving it. We're loving the bears.
We'd have brought some apples if we knew.
We would have brought some apples if we knew. Didn't know that bears liked apples, but
Doesn't look like he does like it that much.
Evidently so. Hello, Mr. Bear. So, having now seen a total of how many bears, Malcolm?
5.
5 bears. We have arrived at the castle that historians believe Vlad Tepes, the man known as Dracula, actually used, but it's closed for restoration at the moment. So we're not going to walk up the 1,700 steps to get there. I think we'll just admire the view from down here.
And having seen 5 bears walking around there for too long probably isn't good.
Yeah, we don't fancy the risk of getting mauled by a bear on the walk up. Having driven the road that Ceausescu built, our last stop of the day is the humble town where the dictator himself was born, here in this very house, marked with just this marble bust of the man himself. Humble beginnings for a man who would have a reign of terror and an iron grip over the land. After rising to power, Ceausescu felt he had to bring some glory to his small hometown of Scornicesti, and so he had this stadium built to try and bring glory by force. But like all things forced, it eventually gave way and now is a dilapidated shadow of its former self. It's not quite Anfield or Camp Nou,
but it is like the county ground in Swindon.
But it is like the county ground in Swindon. So guys, welcome to day 4. Hair's looking a bit rough today. Malcolm is fortunate enough not to have any hair, so his hair is looking fine. Footage you just saw is of Pitești prison, which was a political prison used during the communist regime to imprison and torture students who had political beliefs did not match those of the government, and can't really go into detail of what torture methods were used. I don't think YouTube would be a fan of them, but they're widely regarded as being the worst treatment, the worst tortures in the entire Eastern Bloc. So that gives you some idea of how bad things were for people in Pitești prison during the communist regime. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in November 1989, seeds of discontent were sown across the communist countries of Eastern Europe, and in the western Romanian city of Sighisoara, protests began to form, particularly by the student population. And Ceausescu, worried about losing losing control, ordered the military to open fire on the students, killing who knows how many students. And that is what started the Romanian Revolution. And by mid-December, Ceausescu had completely lost control and fled Bucharest by helicopter. While in the air, the military switched sides to the side of the protesters and forced him to land here in Targoviste, where Ceausescu and his wife were taken to what was then the police station, which would be where they would meet their demise. It's in this room that on Christmas Day 1989, Nicolae and Elena Ceausescu were put on trial, charged with genocide and the murders of 60,000 Romanian citizens. They sat there in that very corner on a trial that was televised and mostly for show, with the outcome predetermined. And after the trial, they were sentenced to death. They were led out of this room, down this very corridor, and then out into the courtyard, around the back of the building, and over to this wall where they were shot without delay by a firing squad. You can still see the bullets on the wall and exactly where the bodies fell at 2:45 in the afternoon that day, bringing an end to one of the most brutal regimes in the Eastern Bloc, and a day that lives on forever in the memory of the Romanian people. So we dropped the rental car off and came to Bucharest several hours ago. Just been having a pretty chill time in the old town. Got some food, had some drinks, which I am definitely feeling. We've come for a wander to this lovely, beautiful park. It's like 35 degrees. It's pretty hot, and this park, we're here for a reason. This monstrosity, which is built by the communists, and it is. And if I get the name right, you will not see a correction on the screen. If I don't get the name right, you will. It is the monument of the heroes for the freedom of the people and of the motherland for socialism.
I believe that's correct.
I believe I nailed that. But it was built during the communist regime, and it was a mausoleum for many communist revolutionaries, and it was intended to be the final resting place of Ceausescu. He is not buried there, and indeed nor are any other remains still interred there. They were all moved after the revolution. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very imposing, and I guess you'll see some lovely panoramic views of the monument, and then we'll cut to tomorrow, day 5, the final full day here in Romania. So it is now day 5.
36 degrees.
36 degrees, pretty toasty. Here in Bucharest, we've just been to the grave of Ceausescu, and we are now here at Revolution Square, which is important because of this building right here, which was the headquarters of the Communist Party, and this balcony right here is the balcony from which Ceausescu gave his final speech in 1989, before the protesters forced him back into the building, and he eventually fled by helicopter from the roof. And well, we know what happened from there. We're now in the north of the city at the building that was the home of the Ceausescus. It's a very large, very splendid mansion with over 80 rooms, but let's go have a look inside. It's been a few hours since we went to Ceausescu's house, which was, how was it, Malcolm? It was pretty insane, wasn't it?
It was a nice
Absolutely huge. And we just headed into the old town now to acquire some more high quality souvenirs and grab some dinner before heading into the final day tomorrow, where we've got one last stop on this adventure here in Romania. Good morning everyone, it's now day 6 and we are at our final stop of the trip, which is this massive building right here, the Palace of the Parliament, commissioned by Ceausescu. It is the largest administrative building in the world and also the heaviest building of any kind in the world. It's absolutely huge, but Ceausescu himself never saw it finished because it wasn't completed until 1996. But yeah, we're going to go have a look inside. I think it's going to be pretty impressive, and yeah, let's go see what it's like.